Hey drone technology fans, Bill here. DJI, how to fly a drone, a beginner's guide. We'll have that coming right up. The holiday season is upon us, and many of us will either be giving or receiving drones this holiday season. And especially if you're a beginner, you can be very confused. Looking at the manuals, looking at everything that comes with the drone, you don't know where to start. One of the best things that I came across recently was, and I'm going to put this slide up on the screen, it's How to Fly a Drone, a Beginner's Guide, and it was on DJI support site. So what I was going to do, there's 7 bullet points, and I'm going to run down here briefly and go over, and I'm definitely going to put a link in the description for you guys to check this out. Now, the first thing in the Beginner's Guide, bullet point number 1, how well do you know your drone? And I'm just going to read briefly here. Before going airborne, take a few minutes to become familiar with your drone. Learn about the controls, settings, and discover key information about the battery performance. It's also a good idea to do some research about air traffic and drone rules in your area. To unleash your creativity safely and responsibly, please check out the latest tips, links, and instructional videos. And the actual document does have links out there to DJI tips, links, and instructional videos, which I highly recommend. Bullet point number 2 is drone controls. Most drones on the market use a standard controller layout consisting of control sticks and buttons. While the appearance of some controllers can differ in shape and size, the fundamental controls are all the same. For the sake of simplicity today, we'll talk about the modes commonly found on consumer drones like the Mavic, Phantom, and Spark, and then I'll let you read the rest when that comes up. And we're going to go ahead and put the next slide up on the screen, number 3. Where can you practice flying? Once you've mastered the controls and you're ready to take to the skies, the next important step is to study your surroundings. When you arrive at a new location, always take a minute to observe the terrain around you. This is done so there are no surprises when you take off and are in the air. Take note of where buildings, trees, and power lines are so you can safely fly your drone. Always be sure to check where local airports and heliports are for safety reasons. You don't want to fly close to them. Discover local flying rules and regulations to help you fly with peace of mind. And again, there's a link for the local flying rules and regulations for you to check that out. Now, number 4 is probably one of the most important items out of these bullet points. It's called a pre-flight checklist. Now, check the physical condition of the drone. Look for signs of wear or cracks in the propellers. Check the rules and regulations for the area you plan to fly in. Check that your batteries are charged and have adequate power for flight. Check that your controller and drone are properly connected. Pay attention to the weather conditions. Check that the immediate area around your drone to determine if it's clear to take off and land. Check your camera settings. Be able to see what your drone sees makes for safer flight. Be sure there's a memory card in your drone if you plan to take pictures or video. Announce to anyone close to the drone you're about to take off. Monitor the drone settings as you fly. Number 5, taking off and landing. The most crucial point of flying a drone is taking off and landing. Make sure there is an open area that will allow you to fly the drone in a controlled way. Pick out an area that is free of trees, power lines, and anything that can obstruct your line of sight. Number 6, helpful flying tips, and I'm just going to read a couple of these. Always keep spare batteries with you. To keep your drone flying for long periods of time, have some spares. Keep a landing pad with you. This one might seem a little obvious, but it can become true make or break element in some scenarios. A folding landing pad, a piece of wood, or even a rolled up carpet can help you take off in long grass, snow, or dusty conditions. And then we'll go to number 7, safety tips. Research the drone regulations and laws in your local area. Fly with a clear line of sight. Do not attempt to exceed your drone's transmission range. Monitor weather conditions. Fly in ample lighting conditions. Replace damaged propellers immediately. Have another person help you as a spotter. An extra set of eyes can be incredibly helpful. Be respectful. Be aware of your surroundings when you fly. Here are a couple of bonus tips from Bill the Drone Reviewer. Number 1, I would always have another set of eyes with you when you're taking off for your first few flights. That definitely does help. Number 2, I would also recommend that you do this in an area that is completely free of obstructions, completely clear of trees, no buildings around, where there's plenty of area to take off and land with. And I would highly recommend that you do this for your first few flights. If you like the content of today's video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell others about the channel. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook page, where I do post daily updates regarding the drone and drone industry and anything DJI, Autel, or Parrot related. Also, be sure to check out my Twitter account, where I do post daily updates, and Instagram as well. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.